Alright guys, here we're going to talk about Antibirth. So going into this, I was super optimistic. I thought it was going to be really awesome. I liked the people involved. Yep. I thought the premise was cool. I expected it to be like, a nice like comedy horror movie with shit happening to these people that I like.
Yeah.
I found it very slow. I found it like extremely slow. I thought it had a bit of a payoff here and there, but ultimately I don't think I could recommend this movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When you hear like the back of the box, it's this weird supernatural pregnancy, and it's like a party girl and like a remote play. Like you kind of build up a thing in your head or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I would say I didn't hate the slowness too much. I liked her and I liked the people in it and all that stuff. And like the payoff for me wasn't like good enough. It was kind of weird. So
yeah, like,
I don't know.
The payoff.
I don't
like
hate the
movie. The best part of the movie is the payoff in quotes. Yeah. But so much of it, there's just choices and things happening that I'm like, why is this happening? What is that? What is that? And like, not super explained, and just done really dryly. To like, not that it's a chore to watch, because like there's fun people living a bizarre life that has a little bit of a charm to it.
I kind of enjoyed it in general, but like to your point, like I can't walk away from it like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
No,
we should watch this thing. Yeah,
like. I'm like, there are parts that are certainly worth watching. I can't say that the whole hour and a half or whatever is something that I would ever tell someone to invest their time into.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page for like slightly different reasons, but yeah, like at the end of the day, like you might have seen, I think this is also on Netflix, like you might have seen a poster or like a quick thing or even like the trailer, and you're like, that seems really cool, and it's not really what's advertised even. So like, I would say miss this one maybe.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a diehard, like I thought Natasha Lyonne is like, she's a treasure. I love her. She's good in this.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things that got me really excited about this movie. And I do think she hit certain marks here and there, but I was like, the writing or something was off on this, where it just didn't hit on all those levels that I needed for a movie to be like, if it was going to be in this type of genre.
Yeah, it ended up not being what we expected, I think.
Yeah, well, I walked in only knowing what is on the back of the box. I hadn't seen a trailer or anything about it. So like, it is not necessarily what is portrayed on this. One of the year's most original horror films is written on the box.
Oh, that's not true at all.
I don't think that's
strange to write on there.
It's very weird.
You wrote that on the wrong box.
Yeah.
That's the wrong box. Chloe Sevigny as well. I actually, and this is super sexist, I was like, damn girl, you're looking fine. And I like looked her up, and she's 42. And like,
really?
I was like, I'm so glad, because like once I knew that, I was like, yeah, I guess she is. But she's playing 35, so I was like, she must be 27. But that makes no sense, because she was in like Big Love and a few other things like many years ago.
Are they both?
And I'm like, were you 12? I think Natasha Lyonne's younger than her, but I didn't really. Oh, she's my age, I think. She's in her 30s maybe.
Okay.
But like crazy. I was like, what? That's amazing to me. So very sexist comment, but looking good. Whatever you're doing to take care of yourself is working. I'm very impressed. I also liked her performance and stuff. But
I thought her
they're
character,
basically the only people. Yeah.
Like, didn't go anywhere.
No, yeah, but
it's, I don't know.
I think having seen her in other stuff, I was like, oh, you're an actress. You're acting different.
Yeah. Not saying anything against her performance. It's against the character that she's playing.
No, and like ultimately where things go, which we are about to get into, I don't think I can say, well, just whatever. Even if you don't like that part, wait till you get to the like. It's not what you expect. So.
All right, guys. So this is a thumbs down. We're about to get into the deep spoiler bit. So if you haven't seen this and still want to see it, get out. If you want to hear us talk about the whole thing, here we go.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
So the actual ending of the movie, I thought was really cool.
Really?
I really liked that effect.
It's cool looking. Yeah.
So the idea that she's birthing like an alien.
Yeah.
And just the head comes out. And you're like, that's super bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm into this. Like, what is going on? And then a few minutes later, like, the arm comes out. And the body, and it's kind of goofy.
It's kind of goofy, dog.
But it also looks so good for how like no other effects look in the movie. That it's like, wow, that's such a weird, like, and then it just ends. There's no actual ending. It just stops.
It just stops.
You show like, and it's a really great creature effect. Like
I liked
I haven't seen one
the creature
I liked
effect
that much in quite a while actually, because there's such a nice like layering of things happening there to make it look so good. But it's in a movie that's just a turd by comparison to that.
When the alien first gets born, though, he has this look on his face like, hello.
Yeah.
Whatever you are. Hello.
Like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, I like practical stuff. I like creature effects. I thought it looked fine. But again, like for this movie to work for me, like I thought something was going to happen like halfway through or a third of the way through, and something about whatever she's giving birth to, or she have a little alien, or like an egg, or some weird thing like that. Like a thing that's bigger than her comes out of her and she like deflates.
Yeah.
Like it's Roger Rabbit. Like I can't get
That's
behind
like an
that.
80s effect that I'm like, I like that.
I don't hate it by itself, but it's not in the right movie. To your point, like,
that's what I'm saying. Is it's in the wrong
thing.
movie. You're one tone the whole time, and then you took a sharp left, and while that left was into something I like, it's like into a different movie.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, okay, you got these like gunmen coming. And like they're like wearing their suits, and I was never sure what was actually like the guy's dealing drugs. He doesn't know what they are, and she's a guinea pig for the drugs. But then it seems like he's aware because he's coming with like like he's ready.
Well, because that was so confusing. Because he's in the car.
A lot of bullshit's happening.
Gabe is in the car with Sadie, Chloe Sevigny, and the drug dealer, dude, Jesse from Breaking Bad. They're basically like on, they're driving. Then it cuts to a car getting there, and two people with guns get out. But it's not those two people. I think it's the one guy, and then the other guy from before, though. And Isaac is also there, but you don't see him yet until he comes out later. And I think Isaac was the guy who was creeping on them having sex in the car.
What, are you interested in cars?
I'm more interested in what's inside.
But that wasn't...
was that guy?
Maybe I'm just being racist, and it was a different black guy. But, like...
I didn't make that connection. And
But
now in my head, I can't picture what either of them look like, so maybe.
But now Natasha Lyonne wasn't even in the car, I don't think. So, like, what is going on? I was very, like...
No, there's a lot of that.
I spent a lot of the ending being like, I'm just literally confused. And it's part of my autistic face blindness where I'm like, that dude has shit in his face. He's acting different. He doesn't seem to know her as much. Is that even the same guy? Who's outside then? Is that Chloe Sevigny? I don't think so. Like, not at all.
Her whole thing was they were so tight. They're like best friends, and she just is like, up the river you're sold. Sorry, and I'm like, what caused that stark difference there to like just be like, I've dropped you completely.
I was okay with that because they're like shitty. Because she kind of shows up.
They're shitty people. They're shitty people. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she shows up and like I think on like any other day it would have been like, "What's up, bitch?" And she's like, "Where you been?" Like, I was with Gabe. We were getting fucked up. Okay, cool. And just like chill out. It would have been fine or whatever. But like, like she kind of knew about all this, and
it seemed like such a weird display of information and then lack of using it and then this weirdness. Like where exactly is her like trailer? Like it's in like because she says it was her dad's. Like there were some weird timeline issues that I didn't write anything down or whatever. But yeah, it was something like at the point of when her dad left to when she got the trailer to things being free, I was like, what does that mean?
Shitty enough to get the sweet ass pad from Uncle Sam.
Like he owned this property, or was he squatting here? Did he just leave the stuff there? There's lights on. There's like nothing for potentially miles.
Yeah.
You don't believe in heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. You got any heat up in this bitch? What am I, a Rockefeller? Come on.
I don't know. I really liked seeing her life because it's weird seeing how other people live because everyone lives differently. And
especially fictional people in movies.
Her particular choice of life was very interesting, and it made me really go into like the idea of, was this set dressing or did you find a location like this? Because if it was set dressing, like, all right, you've created a world.
Oh, you've like woven a tapestry.
Well, yes, because it's the house and from the things that are on the like just scattered about.
Yeah.
and like
outside,
the El
inside.
Camino, like just
Yeah.
everything there. Oh, he left it there one day. Did you ever try to drive it? Like, why is it just sitting there? Does it work? Like really
Yeah.
weird dirtbag things coming out of her character. And just
No,
like
I kinda loved
the
it.
nonchalant, look how pregnant I am.
Yeah.
And like she didn't freak out like at all.
No, she's like
ever.
She's like using,
that's totally normal.
She's using a bat and she's like limping around.
Oh, fuck, man. I just overslept a bit. So, man, I'm not feeling so hot, as you can see.
When'd you go to sleep?
What day is it?
It's Thursday.
Right. Yeah, so it's like 3 days.
And people are like, girl, what's up? And she's like, I've had a rough day. I'm just trying to get some information. Like, it's very much like,
Yeah.
fuck this. Shit keeps going wrong. I don't know what's going on. This is ridiculous. And like walking around, I was like, this is awesome.
Giant pus-filled bottoms of her feet that
Yeah.
she stabs with a knife and then wraps in duct tape.
Well, there's some like paper in there. Or
a little bit of tissue, which is the
Yeah.
worst of papers to
that,
wrap.
like-
And that random stranger she meets who like I know things.
That's okay. So that's Meg Tilly, who I was like, Meg Tilly is unrecognizable. I'm like, I was thinking of Jennifer Tilly. Never mind. She's probably recognizable. I just don't know what she looks like. Got it.
Got him.
Nailed it. Fucking nailed
First
it.
try.
First try.
First try.
She works as like a hotel maid.
That's disgusting. Oh, I'll fucking show you disgusting.
Give me my dollar.
What dollar?
Fucking dollar you just pocketed.
I don't have a dollar! Fuck!
And like literally every part, like I really like, I understand why you would say that it's slow, but I really liked, all the stuff.
Okay, just shut up, so you just fucking cut it out, alright, man? I'm not pregnant.
You know, they say your senses get all jacked when you're pregnant. Smells, tastes, hearing.
You know what? Alright, let's just wait, okay? Because I'm gonna see what these tests say. Pee all over them.
Like
The
it had a
problem is
cool,
that
like, thing
none of the
going on
stuff
or whatever.
added up to really go anywhere.
That's the problem, is the
Like,
ending for me. It's,
yeah.
It's not the like whatever. And I would have liked something to have come out of the pregnancy earlier, or like this reason. I kind of liked the premise of like.
Well, I was totally on board.
Well, no,
I was
no, hold
excited
on.
about
So,
the
like,
premise.
when he reveals like the alien's environment is so toxic, but you've abused your body so much that your womb is so polluted that it can now serve as an incubator for these aliens.
I've been there, Lou.
So you've been to space a bunch?
It's a terrible place. Their atmosphere is too toxic for a human to survive. With years of abuse, I provided your womb with the perfect level of toxins necessary for this conception.
I was like, that is an interesting and crazy concept that I like.
wondered a little bit about that
Yeah.
and exactly because like I wondered how much of it was because the way he phrased it. Do you have the exact wording of how he said it, or is that a
I jotted
paraphrase?
some stuff down, but what do you want
something
to know?
about how he said it.
Do you
was-
disagree with my interpretation?
No, well, I wasn't sure how to interpret it when he said it, and I didn't rewind to hear him say it
Sure.
again. But when he first said it, like how he just like your womb is toxic, blah blah blah. I wasn't sure if that was 100% just because of how she shoots herself or the injection, and she was able to sustain the injection because she's such a drug and an
says-
alcohol abuser.
So sometimes I paraphrase when I take the notes,
Uh-huh.
but what I've written down is years of abuse have provided your womb as the perfect environment. With your
Okay.
body, we can create a new race.
It's just a head, but it's the most significant form of tissue we've been able to generate.
Well, man, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I guess I've just always been a real overachiever.
Okay, so it is that.
Luckily, I wrote down all these stupid quotes that Isaac was saying. As
Yeah,
he was
'cause
saying
I
them.
took it as
Yeah.
your body is like you have such a tolerance for abuse that the
Yeah.
injection thing we gave you.
Well, yeah, and-
you can when it kills other people, but you can actually take
But-
it.
This whole thing too, and not that I need it, like I don't need things to
Or
make
not injection,
perfect.
whatever the drug was.
Yeah, I don't need it to make perfect sense or do like a whole
Mm-hmm.
freaking stupid science thing on it. But like he says, it's like hormones or something. It's like experimental. Gives you good high though. They discontinued it for some reason or whatever.
Experimental hormone supplement for women. It's discontinued from some lab he worked in. If you have the right amount, you get a good high, quick euphoria.
So like, where does the alien bit come in? Is that part of it? Or is there a hidden alien egg in the injection?
Well,
like,
the
what's going
alien
on?
bit comes from the opening of the movie when they dragged her away.
Yeah, and then later they you know, when she goes back there, they show you that they strapped her down and like injected her with like a thing or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
she has a weird hallucination of the you know, Technicolor furry people.
I thought they literally inseminated
probing
her.
Or something like that, yeah. But I don't know. Do we ever see that happening in like the real life flashback? I wasn't sure what was going on.
No, I don't think so. But I just took I took it as if she was so high, she just saw them as those things.
Yeah.
Or we actually do see later one of those guys works there, so he could have actually just been wearing that outfit.
Yeah. Exactly. No,
one of the rare scenarios where your delusion is reality.
Some of those like hallucinations and weird things I liked a lot. I'm like a sucker for that type of stuff or whatever.
Those are creepy 70s costumes that you're like, how is that even a thing?
There's a whole fun zone montage when like they go there or like whatever, where they're like talking about where like they're playing weird music and they're having like slow motion of these weird furry dudes walking around and all that. Yeah, throughout it too, there's weird stuff on like the TV, which was cool. You got little drop-ins and inserts, weird scan lines, and like, what is this mustached man screaming at me about?
I was
like,
really wondering, did they find that and use it, or did they film that?
Some weird like stock thing or whatever. Last thing, Natasha Lyonne, while she was a treasure, does not know how to smoke a bong correctly. Like when you take that piece out, you're supposed to keep sucking so that all the smoke leaves the tube. I think it was a production issue or something like that, but she would even smoke it and sometimes take the thing out but not take the clear and would like put her hand over it or whatever. You know, this is one of my many areas of expertise and prior knowledge. So I'm like, that's weird, but hey, I think it was technical where the smoke really wasn't going anywhere and they couldn't have it happen or whatever. But she hits that bong so many times. I'm just like, damn, son. Like, use a piece, use something else or whatever. Why are you doing this?
I wonder, like, did you ever see fake cigarettes for movies? They're like made of like cabbage.
Ugh.
And like they're really weird.
No.
And I wonder if things like that, like if fake drugs have a weird thing too, where like,
yeah, she's probably like, I'm not inhaling that. And they're like, fuck, what do we do?
Oh yeah, the fake cigarette ones like make you cough. They're like, if you're like,
some good shit.
And they burn like 4 times as fast.
Actors, at least in California, can't smoke real cigarettes because California law prohibits smoking indoors anywhere.
Well, you need that for the Johnny Depp ash thing or whatever. That's basically it. We've hit all like the major points. Yeah, I think we're on like a don't recommend, which sucks because I think there's some interesting things there, right? I don't know.
Yeah, there's interesting things, but couldn't possibly recommend.
No.
I'd say check out that last bit. That's fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Listen, if I'm pregnant, like, maybe I can give this kid some superpowers, you know? Come on and put it to good use.
Hello.
What?